everybody needs a starting point, I guess. And you've been through part of camp now, and the first scrimmage today. Just kind of give me some thoughts as how you think things went today.
Well, the comment I made to the players, pretty typical of first scrimmage, I'd say. We throw a lot of the offense, and if we're running our offense the way we want to run it, then it involves what we call double set changes. You'll maybe jump a formation into another formation, and then have motion to follow that. And obviously, you gotta have a lot of composure on offense to be able to do that without one guy flinching. If he flinches, of course, it's going to be a foul. So the players understand, that's part of our offense. We wanted to be able to do those things, but we have to show better composure than what we showed this morning. There were too many procedure calls against the offense this morning. On a positive note, we protected the ball well, and a lot of people just assume it happens that way, but it really doesn't. The defense would love to generate turnovers, and yet today there weren't any. So that's a plus for the offense. It's a minus for the defense. Defensively, I thought one thing that jumped out to me, we had difficulty blocking the pass rush, and I suspect that our defense is going to cause a lot of people problems in that area. There's always room for improvement on offense if your quarterback's getting pressure, and but even as you acknowledge that, you have to acknowledge also that it's got something to do with the guys you're going against, and I think our guys on defense are going to cause a lot of guys problems in the fall.
Yeah, and then too, as far as your linemen go, having so many new faces in
right.
there, it takes time to get them sure.
Some of them are still very much in a learning process, and that's why we scrimmage, is to put them under game-like conditions and see how they respond. We don't have a crowd, but at least they certainly feel pressure, because they know that the scrimmage counts for quite a bit, and they put a lot of pressure on themselves regardless of attendance figures.
Well, I'm sure, in a situation too like today, after you go through the first week and a half of camp, however long it's been, to actually, kind of get in a live situation,
yeah.
that's the things they work for.
Well, the first time we practiced was last Saturday, so 1 week later we're scrimmaging and really running a lot of our offense, the vast majority of our offense really, and defensively we're doing what we're going to do, so a lot of stuff's been installed over the past week, and it takes a lot of concentration for everybody to be right on every snap, and a lot of times we got it done, but in some cases we didn't, so those individuals know one guy can mess up a play, and so 10 out of 11 players is not enough. You got to have 11 for 11.
Coach, we're seeing some of the young guys too, these new faces, like talking about stepping up and making an impact early on throughout this whole week, and then we saw a few of them today.
Yeah.
How impressive you've been with some of those true freshmen, redshirt freshmen, and then some of your transfers coming in and really making an impact.
Been very impressed. Justin Morgan made a catch today for a touchdown, and it didn't surprise me. He's been making plays like that all week. So he's certainly going to have an impact on our receiving corps. I think that's one of the most obvious improvements from one year to the next is improvement within our receiving corps. We have some new guys that can add to the offense, and for that matter, the guys that were on the team last year have improved too. So that's one obvious change. I thought Brian Egan did a good job on his 6 field goals. He knocked them all through, and in quick time. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for. The ball actually left his foot in a hurry, which is important because it's difficult to block at that point. I thought Matt Barr did a great job with some snaps that were not necessarily on target. So that's a good sign. Jabom, late in the scrimmage, he certainly he demonstrated during the week that he was going to be an excellent runner, and he demonstrated again today. So that's a plus. Marvin Carley hadn't been able to go yet because of a hamstring, but those are 2 outstanding freshman backs that are coming in, and exactly as we expected. Of course, Dre Gibbs ran over people because that's what he does. So we have things to work on, that's for sure. Our coaches are really smart about analyzing the video, and you can bet that we're going to work hard to shore up our weaknesses, and if we can't get them shored up, then we're going to simply eliminate those.